God love everybody.
God loves all people, no matter what your color is.
He don't hate nobody.
There are people that he is not fond of that are haters of him. Does not matter what your race is.
Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
God loves Jacob. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
But Esau
is the so-called Caucasian race, the white race.
But Esau have I hated.
Have you what?
Have I hated.
So God hates the white race.
Esau himself God hated.
So you're saying that was just that person, Esau?
Esau and those of his ilk, but that does not necessarily mean all white people.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom said,
Esau, Idumean, the white race,
we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
He's going to call them the border of wickedness.
And the people,
and who?
And the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
How long?
Forever.
That's you in your race.
First, let me say, them some weak-ass young men. Weak. The reason why I say that they are weak. What is the purpose? What is the reason? What is the rationale for two men to come up to a woman and challenge her on her beliefs, on a belief that will not ever benefit her according to their message? I want you to think about that for a second. If I'm a Hebrew Israelite, what would it do for me to go up to a white person to tell them about how the God of the Bible hates them but loves me? What is the end result that we should expect from that encounter? Is the white person all of a sudden going to feel bad about what their ancestors have done? Are they going to feel bad about the systematic racism that still exists, that they still profit from? Are they going to somehow give up white privilege, which is an impossibility for one individual white person to just give it up? And why would they anyway? Because I sure as hell wouldn't if I was white. I mean, what is the end result that these two men were expecting? That's the question. Because otherwise the video is pointless. If there's no reasonable gain from it, it's a pointless video. And it's weak as fuck. And it's not because it's a woman that they went up to. It's weak as fuck to go up to what you deem to be your adversary, to explain to your adversary how God loves you, but does not love them. But when you look at the history of the last, let's say, for the Hebrew Israelites, the history since we've ever known that a Israelite existed would be 1204. But let's just say they existed in, around 1300 BCE. So for the last 3,500 years, you've been losing. Your ancestors that you're claiming been getting their ass whooped. They got ass whooped by them Egyptians. Then they had a little bit of freedom for a moment during the Bronze Age collapse. Then they got their ass whooped by the Hittites. Then they got their ass whooped by the Assyrians. Then they got their ass whooped by the Babylonians. Then they got their ass whooped by the Persians. Then they got their ass whooped by the Greeks. Then they get their ass whooped by the Romans. Then they got their ass whooped by the Arabs. Then they got their ass whooped by the Europeans. Then by the Arabs again. Then the Europeans. Then the Arabs. The Europeans. They've been getting their ass whooped all day long. Then, according to their story, they all scattered. Scattered into Africa. Scattered into the Moors. They all scattered. And then they all got sold into slavery in the Americas. And then for the ones who somehow miraculously from the line of Shem became the indigenous Americans, which he called the Hispanics and so on and so forth. Then they all over here, the Native Americans. Oh, they were living free. Not worshiping the God of the Bible. Not at all. They was over here living free. And then what happened? The ones who was carrying the Bible came over and whooped their ass, took their land, enslaved them, made a mockery of their heritage. They brought over the other ones, who their cousins, I guess. They brought all them over, enslaved, kicked their ass, forced them into their religion, still going through systematic racism. And then the Spanish ones, they do a number in Mexico and Central America. And the Portuguese and the Spanish tore the hell out of South America. Oh, and still whooping their ass. Matter of fact, Argentina went through a process of getting rid of everybody who wasn't white over a 60-year period. Either put them in jail or put them in the front lines, ill-equipped, or to be able to fight wars, and got rid of all the people of color in Argentina. You only got a few, very few, and they are systematically oppressed like a chimp. Oh, but your God loves them. See, I'm not even going to get into the whole bullshit of the fact that Europeans were around long before the Bible was ever written, before Adam and Eve ever set foot on the planet, before the story of Noah, before, during, and after the story of Noah, Europeans were around. Before, during, and after the story of Noah, there were indigenous Americans over here. There were people in South America. There were people in Central America. There were people in Africa. Before, during, and after. There were people in Australia. Before, during, and after your whole Noah story. So we don't even have to get into the fact that your Noah story is full of bullshit. That Shem, Ham, and Japheth are not the fathers of no civilization whatsoever. Not now one of them. The fact that you claim that Ham's son, Mizraim, is the father of Egypt and Cush, laughable, since those civilizations have been proven to have been in existence before, during, and after the flood. Only a fool would believe this, or someone who has been so mentally oppressed and degraded in their own mind, and maybe through the system, that their only way to feel better about themselves is to put someone else down. The only way to feel better about themselves is to attach themselves to a very popular version of a God that didn't have anything to do with any of their actual ancestors, and say that this God is for us. I mean, think about it. There is absolutely zero proof of any Hebrew people migrating to West Africa and then becoming slaves and coming over to the Americas. The overwhelming majority of people who were enslaved that came to the Americas were practicing various forms of Ifa or other indigenous religions. None of them were practicing Judaism. The Jews who were kicked out of Europe during all the Inquisitions, most of the ones who were Moors, they went back into North Africa. Some of them stayed in the Iberian Peninsula. Others went into North Africa. They didn't come to the Americas. Not at no 6 million, no 12 million. No, that didn't happen. We know for a fact. So, again, I understand, young man, been feeling oppressed in this American society, systematic racism. Yeah, you've made some mistakes yourself, some of your own personal decisions. You may not have grown up with the best economic opportunities, but what you do with what you have is up to you. Blaming someone else, trying to look at some Bible as some type of retribution for you being able to take back control, take back your power, holding on to a religion that has nothing to do with you. It's a Middle Eastern religion, has nothing to do with you. Sure. You feel that oppression, and someone got into your ear and said that, hey, black man, you're strong. You come from the lineage that God loves the most. You come from the lineage that God only loves. All these other people God hates. Yet these other people that God hates have been able to dominate the world. They've been able to use their technology, use their necessity, which created their greed, to go around the world, conquer and dominate, to still maintain power, the majority of power around this planet. But this God hates them. But he has given them more than he has given the people you claim that he loves. You see how that don't make any sense? But somebody got in your ear and told you that you come from those people, that God has a plan for you. He's going to redeem you. Well, it's been 3,500 years. He hasn't redeemed shit. I think the term of service is over. And that's how you should look at it. The term of service is over. Otherwise, shut all the fucks up and go over to Israel and take the land. Man up, go to Israel and take the land. Instead of walking up on people who never asked you to. Put your purple Power Ranger outfit on and go over there and take your shit if God got your back. And always remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. The journey, good vibrations.